Today, we're going to continue with our series of the 72 Names of God. And just some thoughts about it, just some elements. I'm going to include the names so you can see them and meditate on them as I speak. And just some things that happened during the meditation and during the channeling of this particular name. Lamed Vav Vav. You read it from right to left. So it's Vav, Lamed Vav Vav. I recently finished watching this movie, Deadpool, and it's a powerful movie in its message. It was resonated with various people, and one of the powerful messages was mutate or die. I'm not going to give much of the reveal to it, but it's about transformation, or you will be left behind, or you will die. So that is a theme that is out there in the world for various different kinds of people and for everyone in general, just the transformation, the age of Aquarius. It's a symbology for life. I was thinking about Moses and the Creator and the conversation that they had, where Moses, when he is there to part the Red Sea, goes to the Creator, "Hey, can you help me out?" I'm paraphrasing, of course. And the Creator goes, "Why are you talking to me?" You know, paraphrasing again, kind of like in saying that he has the power to be able to do this. So ultimately, through the 72 names of God, Moses is able to part the Red Sea so that, they're able to flee into safety. So dialing God, connecting to the light of the Creator. I remember a while back, I was I was a part of helping to save someone from a car accident. And this was a really interesting story because I had met the person before. So that was really, I was not in the car with the person. It was a friend of one of my managers, and I was volunteering at the Newport Film Festival, so I would drive quite a few ways on one of the freeways. And one day it was rainy, and this lady, she lost control of her car, and she smashed into the wall. And I think another car might have hit her as well. And so she was incapacitated. And I climbed out of my car. A few of us climbed out of our cars. Traffic stopped. She pulled to the side of the road. And we climbed out of our car. I held her head so she could breathe. Her head was had to be held upright because there was something going on, so she could breathe. And time passed, the helicopters came, they picked her up, they took her away, and she went through some surgery and whatnot. And I didn't see her for a while. And then years later, I found out that, because I held her head, it helped her live. So I don't say this as you're a good person. In something that I was watching, I believe it was Deadpool. It might have been Deadpool. That there's moments when you're a hero, and there's moments of heroics. And when I think about dialing God, and I think about asking, because when you're looking at this particular name, you're asking for something. There's something that you want, or an answer. Something to happen, someone to get some help. You're utilizing this particular name for a sense of certainty that there is a light of the Creator. So back to, mutated die, Moses speaking to the Creator, car accident. How does it all tie in together? I think that when I look out into the world and we are constantly praying and saying, "God, help me, please help me, please help me," I think for many of us, we need to look inward and say, "Have I done enough?" And this is something that I've heard before from various different people, where you have to, at the end of the day, say to yourself, "Have I done enough?" And the reality is that for some of us, we can look back at our day and say, "No." But every day is about stepping it a little bit further, and about meeting halfway. Well, not even halfway with the light of the Creator, because you can't ever meet halfway with the light of the Creator, but making that effort to just go even further. There was a classic story about a man who was there was a flooding, and he was on the flood. And someone came in a truck. Come on, let's go. The guy was like, "No, God's gonna save me." There was a boat that came by, and come on, let's go. The guy was like, "No, God's gonna save me." The guy was on his roof. The helicopter came by, was like, "Come on, let's go." The guy was like, "God's gonna save me." The guy drowned, died, went to heaven, and asked God, "What happened? I thought you were gonna save me." And God said, "I sent you a truck. I sent you boat, and I sent you a helicopter. What more did you need?" So I think that those are the questions that we need to look inward when we're thinking about reaching out and asking. Sometimes we say to ourselves, "I'd like the cure for this. I'd like to help cure people," and then someone tells you, "Well, it's broccoli." Yeah, but I don't like broccoli. I know that green vegetables are really good for helping to cure cancer and stop the growth of cancer, but I don't like green vegetables. I want something different. I know that eating organic food and eating healthier will help to stop the cancer, but I want something different. I don't want that answer. So I think that those are the elements that we need to look inwards and say, what do we want? What do we want? What are we willing to sacrifice? And a lot of people say, some people say sacrifice. Ultimately, it's what is better for you. It's not about a sacrifice. It's about making a choice about what is better for you. Ultimately, yes, when you look at the grand scheme of all possible realities, you are always sacrificing something for something else. But it is imperative to understand that at the end of the day, it's just a choice, not necessarily a sacrifice, and it's a choice that helps you become a better human being. Thank you for listening, and I wish you a wonderful, wonderful year.